Greetings, welcome back to Black Bear News, where we are discussing the ongoing situation surrounding climate change, abrupt climate change. Very big changes coming to the earth as we know it, to life as we know it. Welcome to the new viewers and new subscribers. I'm seeing quite a few new faces that I haven't seen before. I'm also seeing a lot of people, whatever, doubters, deniers, troll types coming in. That's all good and well. I'm actually happy about that, because I really don't want to just be talking to the same people every day. That's not the point of this channel. The point of this channel is to cover a lot of different ideas, to question a lot of beliefs. I'm not questioning the belief of climate change. Actually, what I'm trying to do is present the fact, especially to those who might be conspiracy-minded, that the conspiracy around climate change is not that it's a hoax. The conspiracy is it's much worse than the powers that be are letting on, that they would let you know about, would like to let you know about. They're not letting you know what's really going on. A few scientists are talking about what's really going on. A few scientists are deeply in touch with what's really going on. A lot of the more conservative scientists are like, hey, don't yell fire in the movie theater when there's no fire. And these scientists are like, there's clearly a fire. Don't you see the fire? We're yelling fire. Sorry. And a lot of the media, a lot of the, obviously those in control don't want people panicking or freaking out, or really taking a good hard look at what is actually going down on this planet and what may possibly need to be done to avert said calamity. Or if there is no aversion of said calamity, then the most likely you just get mass freak out. And nobody wants that. So that's what's going on. So if you're, conspiracy minded, why not go with the thing that has more evidence behind it, rather than things that were just made up, or little tiny factoids here or there. One scientist does not like blow the whole story, or one email does not like upend the whole apple cart, or one, I don't know, one botched study doesn't like destroy, the whole theory. That's not how it works. There's actually too much evidence. There's way too much evidence showing that there's something going on, and the evidence is around us every single day. And I'm basically pointing this out every single day, and that's what this channel is about. Sorry, my screen has gotten suddenly very, very dark. Hold, please. Seem to be struggling with the light all of a sudden lately. But anyways, let's just get into a few items on this video. Sydney storms, 2 killed amid flash flooding chaos in Australia. BBC News, this is from today, or yesterday, as it is in Australia. Sydney has been deluged by the heaviest November rain it has experienced in decades, causing flash flooding, traffic chaos, and power cuts. Heavy rain fell throughout Wednesday, the city at one point receiving its average monthly rainfall in 2 hours. Officials said dozens of vehicles crashed in the stormy conditions, with winds of up to 90 kilometers an hour or 55 miles per hour also recorded. At least 2 deaths have been blamed on the storm. A 14-year-old boy died in a car accident in Thornleigh, in the north of Sydney, on Wednesday morning. A volunteer with the state's emergency service also died while on duty. 2 police officers were injured after being hit by a falling tree while trying to help Sydney motorists, authorities said. Images posted online showed downed trees and flooded roads, houses, and train stations. The weather played havoc with commuters in Australia's biggest city, with many transport services canceled or delayed, including 130 flights at the international airport. Spokesman for Sydney Airport said it was forced to operate only one runway after two others were closed due to the storm. The intensity of the rainfall was phenomenal. 91 millimeters fell in 90 minutes, forecaster Rob Taggart told the Australian Broadcasting Company. The storm centered on the coastal parts of New South Wales, but was reported to have missed many inland regions affected by drought. Ausgrid, the country's biggest electricity network. So the storm had cut electricity to more than 8,000 customers around the Sydney area. I'm going to link that below. More extreme weather Australia has been experiencing just in the last few days. Moving on to this article from Inside Climate News. In Mount Everest region, world's highest glaciers are melting and receding. This is a photo essay by the editor of the Nepali Times, shot and written by Kunda Dixit. For many tourists trekking to Mount Everest base camp, the trip is an adventure of a lifetime. The thin, clear air, stark landscape, and ice-tipped peaks pierce the inky sky, providing Instagram backdrops. However, what is stunning scenery to tourists is for climate scientists an apocalyptic sight. They see dramatic evidence all around of rapidly warming atmosphere. Visitors returning to the Everest region after many years will notice changes in the landscape, large lakes where there were none, glacial ice replaced by ponds, boulders, and sand, the snow line moving up the mountains, and glaciers that have receded and shrunk. All of these features are visible from the ground level right from the start of the trek in Lukla. The banks of the Bote Kosi, part of the river system that drains the slopes of the Himalayas in Nepal and Tibet, still bear the scars of a deadly flash flood in 1985 that washed off a long section of the Everest Trail and the hydropower plant in the village of Thame. The flood was caused by an avalanche into the Digtso, a glacial lake. Further up near the village of Tengbochi, the Imja Kola bears signs of another huge glacial lake outburst flood that thundered down the western flank of the Ama Dablam in 1977. And below the formidable south face of Lhotse is Imja Tso, a lake 2 kilometers long that has formed and grown in the last 30 years. It does not exist on trekking maps from the 1980s. All these lakes were formed and enlarged as a result of global warming melting the ice. So yes, lots of pictures here, visible evidence that things are getting warmer, that ice is melting. It is not getting colder, it is getting warmer. If you believe that it is getting colder, you actually have to contradict your eyeballs and physical evidence that things are getting warmer. They are not getting colder. Just because someplace gets a little snow or a little extra snow every once in a while does not mean the whole entire earth is getting colder. When you have very, very ancient ice and glaciers melting away all over the earth, in the Tibetan mountains, in the Himalayas, in the Alps. Where did I just read that there was no snow in like Nordic countries for a ski event recently, where there was supposed to be snow? There was no snow. They had to make snow in like Scandinavia. That's evidence that things are getting warmer. So seriously, the old Minimum global, the solar minimum guys and the Maunder minimum people, can you please just can it already with your made up fairy tale bullshit? Because that's all it is. It's made up fairy tale bullshit. Just let it go, guys. Seriously, let it go. And just, I present to you, if any of you are people of that ilk, I present to you in this article pictures of glaciers melting. It took a long time for these glaciers to melt, year after year of it getting steadily warmer and warmer and warmer. It is not getting colder. And I will refrain from cursing at you, but I really want to curse at you. This last one for this video, this is from Newser. Everyone will suffer. Latest rainforest data is grim. Deforestation is on the rise in Brazil. Think deforestation is declining in the Amazon with all the warnings about climate change. Nope, it just got worse, its highest rate in the past 10 years. The BBC reports Brazil has released data showing that roughly 3,050 square miles, or nearly 1.5 million football fields of Earth's biggest rainforest were chopped down between August 2017 and July 2018, a 13.7% increase over the years before. Over the year before, opinions differ on the cause, with Environment Minister Edson Duarte blaming illegal loggers. An upsurge in organized crime is behind it, says Duarte, who calls for a broader battle against environmental violations and in defense of sustainable development of the biome. Then there's the 2012 Forest Code that still gives amnesty to anyone who deforests on small properties, notes The Guardian. After declining for years, deforestation began rising in 2013 and increased in 4 of the following years. Now Brazil is welcoming a new openly anti-environmentalist president, Jair Bolsonaro, whose foreign minister calls global warming a Marxist plot. Environmentalists say the Amazon rainforest could suffer a 300% deforestation surge under the new regime. We are already in a very critical situation in terms of climate change, an environmental researcher tells National Geographic. If we mess up with the Amazon, carbon dioxide emissions will increase so massively that everyone will suffer, i.e., die. Bolsonaro, a 63-year-old former military officer, wants more roads and mines in the rainforest and fewer penalties for chopping down trees. Go business. Go pirates. All you libertarian pirates out there. You're not helping. Freedom is just another word for raping and pillaging. That's really actually what you want. You don't want freedom. You just want the freedom to rape and pillage and do whatever the hell you want to the planet. And we need laws and people to stop you from doing that. That's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for your eyes, your ears, and your conscience. If you'd like to support this channel, you can do so at the links below. I'm going to come back with another video. I'm going to read maybe not an entire long article, but kind of a long article about insects. Peace.